Well, thanks for checking out the web show and a special edition, which is a concept I have called Behind the Ropes, going behind the scenes and capturing everything that a fighter goes through in the lead up to big fights. The dream, really, and this footage was actually taken in 2003. I sort of just started making the web show, and Paul Briggs was on the rise as a boxer, of course, a phenomenon as a kickboxer, just destroying everybody as a young guy, 17, 18 years of age, becoming world champion. Then some really low points that he talked about in his biography, Heart, Soul and Fire, and actually the footage that we used with all this kind of stuff led to the book coming out. But the reason I put this online is because the rumours are, it's not official yet, but the talk is that he's going to be fighting Danny Green in a comeback fight. It's going to be unbelievable. Of course, Greeny had the highlights not long ago. Yeah, so there you have it in the journey of the web show, making it all about dreams. There's no doubt that Danny Green lived the ultimate dream on that night and taking out Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest boxers of all time. But like I said, the rumours on the internet are it's going to be Danny Green versus Paul Briggs. And of course, Briggsy did his reputation no harm in the WBC light heavyweight challenge. Yeah, so there you go, some of the highlights there of Paul Briggs taking on Thomas Adamak, who has gone on to have an amazing career and now fighting as a heavyweight. That was probably Thomas's hardest fight, so Briggsy giving it to him. But this special here in Behind the Ropes is going behind the scenes, seeing the stuff that you just don't see on the news, and that is the journey of the fighter, from the pensive moments before the fight to the day of the fight, to getting the hands strapped in the hotel room just before you know you're about to go out and do battle, and your whole dream, everything you've been working hard for months and months, is on the line. And it was awesome to share that with Briggsy, like I said, from 2003 at Penrith. We'll also catch up with Triple World Champion Jeff Fennick. Great to have a talk to him about dreams. Of course, the legend himself, Costa Tszyu, another absolute champion of the world of boxing, and a great figure in Colonel Bob Sheridan, has called some of the greatest fights in the world. And great to talk with these guys, including the opponent, Jesus Ruiz, just hours before the fight going into his room. So it was an opportunity to go behind the ropes with the home video camera. It's always what I've loved doing, getting the story behind the story and taking the camera behind the scenes and letting the action unfold and capturing it. But this one starts off with the story of Paul Briggs.
When I was about 12 years old, I had a dream that I wanted to be a professional fighter. I wanted to travel the world and get paid to fight and just have fun doing it. It was a dream. I didn't think it was too tangible, but I basically turned pro when I was 15 and started living my dream. So from then on, it's been a bit of a journey and a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it really has been an incredible ride for Briggsy, just destroying everybody in the kickboxing world. And it was great to sit down and ask him about how it all started, how the journey unfolded to where we are now, and this is what he had to say.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was contracted fighting in Japan. I've been fighting there for 2 years and slowly climbing up the rankings. I have 4 guys from Holland, Belgium, France, Japan, Thailand, and I had a really good winning streak over there, and I had some amazing knockouts. Because I was fighting overseas, I was training really, really hard, and sometimes I was going to Thailand and training and going from Thailand to Japan. Eventually, I had to fight a world title eliminator against a Dutch guy. He'd never been knocked out, and he was a really tough guy, and I knocked him out in 2 rounds. And I just kept doing kept doing what people thought was the undoable, and they'd bring these hard guys over and I'd just destroy them. Then eventually I got to fight Winston Walker for the super middleweight championship of the world in front of probably about over 20,000 people in Tokyo Bay, and that was just amazing. And the hardest thing for me was I fought in front of my father and my brother, and that was it. Everyone else was back home, and 20,000 Japanese. So I was a bit teary-eyed in the ring when they were playing the national anthem, and that was a big moment for me. But it would have been nice to have had more of my own country be able to sort of see what I was doing.
Yeah, so it's been an incredible journey so far, and this footage here on screen is Thai legend Jom Hod, who had something like 280 fights or something against a 17-year-old Paul Briggs. And it was great to ask Briggsy about the experiences he learnt when he was winning and also when he lost.
So was there any moments for you when, you talk about your concepts on fear, where it sort of ended for you? Was there any sort of particular fight?
There was actually. I fought a world champion from Thailand. His name was Jomhod. Until then, I was living in pretty much a fantasy world that I constructed in my head of what reality was as far as the fight game is concerned. And when I jumped in, I really jumped from the B graders up into the A graders, and I really learned then what fighting was all about. He basically smashed me in 3 rounds and didn't just beat me, but really beat me emotionally and psychologically as well as physically, So that's really when the whole fear thing, when I really started to grasp the concepts of fear. After I fought Jomhod, and basically got broken in half, I remember laying on the bed in my bedroom, and I was, you go into this real contemplative mode after you've been shattered about life and what you want to do, and even if you want to keep fighting and all of that. My dad's walked in the room and he said, "In 2 weeks you're going to Thailand to live." I'm like, oh God, the last place I wanted to go was, where this guy came from. And he said, "You're training with Jomhod in this camp." Okay, fair enough, and you're going by yourself. I'm like, oh, you're kidding. I'm 17 years old. Only been overseas once, and that was to Thailand, so I knew what I was in for. Got over there and it was just, I went from 17 to probably 30 in about a month. So I saw some amazing things, some pretty full-on things, and I just experienced, like you said, a third world country. I was sleeping on a concrete floor with 20 other boxers, going to stadiums, watching them fight, and watching how they got treated when they lost, and just the training schedule in itself, was 7 days a week, twice a day, and you literally were either eating, sleeping. If you weren't eating and sleeping, you were training. So it was just full on mentally. It was an amazing thing. I put it down to being just an awesome apprenticeship, for me to be where I'm at now.
Yes, there you go. Thanks for checking out part 1 of Behind the Ropes, the special on Paul Briggs. There he is, landing a left on the face of Anthony Mundine. In part 2, we'll get right into the heart of the story, and some of the things Briggsy's been through are incredible. They're in the book Heart, Soul and Fire, and that's all coming up in part 2 on The Web Show.